guys, so in today's video we're going to be talking about a very unique thing. We're going to be talking about the psychological factors that go into decision making when it comes to sports officials. Oftentimes they're credited for making the wrong decision and seldom credited for making the right decision. But today we're going to talk about what are some factors that contribute to the decision itself. So stay tuned. The first thing we're going to talk about is game management. Now, the general idea behind game management is for the official to understand the flow of the game, the tempo. How are the players playing? What is the atmosphere? What is the speed of the game? Or even what type of game it is. And within game management, there's several smaller structures that go into it. We're just going to cover those real quick. All right, so one aspect of game management is this idea of calibration. And it's exactly what it sounds like. This is where referees need a little bit of time to kind of get a feel for the game and to understand kind of how are the players playing, what is the tempo of the match, what's the overall environment of the match too. These are some really important factors. And some soccer or football research has come out recently that was able to show that referees tend to give out fewer yellow cards in the first half of a soccer match compared to the second half. Now, this can be due to verbal warnings in the first half, and then also too, just with understanding how the players are playing in that game, they can start kind of gauging, okay, where do we need to correct certain behavior just to continue the match itself. A second part of calibration is going to be gymnastics models. Now with that, we have research that shows that if a judge is able to see a gymnast's routine during practice, this is going to affect their overall result or their overall score in the final judging. This is the same with figure skating too. So there's a tendency for judges to be calibrated to what to expect to see in a routine, which will affect their overall decision making when it comes to giving out points. Oddly enough, coaches, what they have a tendency to do for their gymnasts or their team, so to speak, is that they place the more advanced or more skilled gymnast towards the end of the rotation. And as a consequence, judges will actually give out higher scores towards the end too, because they expect to see higher quality. Now, researchers have done some work on this, and they found out that, regardless of the routine itself, the order was the more significant factor for higher scores. So you can have somebody who performed absolutely brilliant in the first end of the rotation, but they will still receive a lower score. So calibration is a very big part when it comes to making decisions. Other parts of game management is going to be external factors. Now, these can be many, many different things. First thing could be, for example, jersey colors. They found out in judo matches that judges will reward players who wear a gi or judo outfit that's in the color red versus the color blue. And the nature of judo is to be a little bit more aggressive, and subconsciously red can be seen as a more aggressive color, at least that's what they theorize. And so jersey color can, have an impact on how coaches or officials see a game. And then also too, in a football example, DBs, people who are covering offensive receivers, will try to match the receiver's jersey color with their gloves. So let's say the receiver is wearing a white jersey, DBs will tend to wear white gloves just so the official can't see the full picture of what's going on when it comes into contact. Another factor is just going to be overall positioning. Now, this depends from sport to sport. But they did find out, in again, soccer research, that if a official is out of position when it comes into the side referee, who judges what is offside and what is not, will greatly impact the effectiveness or even the number of times offense will be called. And depending on how far away the official is from the act is going to depend on if it's going to be a yellow card, a foul, or even just a simple offensive penalty. So positioning is very crucial no matter what sport you're in. And if officials are out of position, then that's where we're going to get some very blatant and bad calls. And last thing is just going to be overall crowd noise. I mean, crowd noise, the overall atmosphere of a home game is going to be very detrimental to the decision-making process, because you have a lot of distracting variables that the officials have to deal with. And if an official is distracted, well, the decision-making really goes downhill. All right, so that was just a brief rundown on some of the factors that go into making decisions for officials. I really hope that you enjoyed this video topic. It's a fun topic that doesn't get covered enough. So if you guys enjoyed, please hit that like button and be sure to subscribe. And if you have any questions, please hit up my email. Appreciate it.